You tell yourself you are going to wake up early. You set the alarm, you feel motivated, you mean it, and then the alarm goes off. You hit snooze. You stay in bed. You tell yourself tomorrow will be different. But tomorrow is the same. And so is the day after that. You think you lack discipline. You think something is wrong with you. You think other people have willpower you were not given. But here's the truth nobody tells you. You do not lack discipline. You have trained your mind to ignore you. And now it is doing exactly what it was trained to do. Every broken promise to yourself, every skipped workout, every decision you made and then immediately abandoned, each one was a lesson. Not a lesson in failure. A lesson in how to treat your own commands. Your mind learned that your words do not mean anything, that your decisions are suggestions, that when you say you will do something, it is optional. This is not dysfunction. This is adaptation. And if you want to change it, you need to understand how it works. 1. You are not your mind. This is where everything starts. Most people believe they are their thoughts. When a thought says, stay in bed, they assume that is what they want. When a thought says, skip the gym, they assume that is a valid decision. But you are not your thoughts. You are the one who hears the thoughts. Think about it. If a thought appears and you can observe it, disagree with it, question it, then who is doing the observing? That is you. You are the decision maker. Your mind is a tool. The problem is that most people have it backwards. They treat the mind like the boss and themselves like the employee. They ask their mind for permission instead of giving commands, and your mind, like any untrained system, takes advantage of that weakness. Here is what this looks like in real life. You decide to work on a project, but then a thought appears. I don't feel like it right now. Most people hear that thought and obey it. They assume the thought is truth, but the thought is not you. The thought is just a signal, often based on comfort, fear, or habit. You can acknowledge the thought and then do the thing anyway. That is what separates people with control from people without it. They know they are not their minds. 2. Stop negotiating with yourself. Here is what happens when you lack authority over your own mind. You make a decision, then you allow debate. Should I really do this? Maybe I should wait until tomorrow. I'll just check my phone for a minute first. The moment you open negotiation, you have already lost. Because negotiation signals weakness, it tells your mind that the command was not final, that there is room to wiggle, and your mind will take that room every single time. Think about how a parent loses control of a child, not by being strict once and then enforcing it, but by being strict once, giving in to whining, being strict again, giving in again. The child learns that boundaries are flexible, that resistance works, that authority is fake. Your mind learns the same way. Every time you announce a decision and then negotiate, your mind learns that your decisions are not real. The solution is simple but uncomfortable. Do not negotiate. Make a decision. Then execute. No internal debate. This does not mean ignoring valid concerns. It means recognizing the difference between a legitimate reason to adjust and your mind trying to avoid discomfort. Most internal debate is not wisdom. It is resistance dressed up as reason. 3. Your mind follows what you reinforce. This is the core principle that changes everything. Your current level of discipline is not random. It is not genetic. It is not luck. It is the result of your training history. Every time you gave a command to yourself and followed through, you trained obedience. Every time you gave a command to yourself and ignored it, you trained disobedience. That is it. That is the whole system. Your mind does not care what you want. It cares what you reinforce. If you repeatedly say you will wake up early and then do not, you are training your mind that wake up early means nothing. If you repeatedly say you will exercise and then do not, you are training your mind that exercise is just noise. And this is where it gets worse. The training compounds. One broken promise makes the next one easier to break. One followed through command makes the next one easier to follow. You are either building obedience or building disobedience with every single decision. There is no neutral. Every action is a vote for who you are becoming. 4. Start with small commands. Most people fail at discipline because they start too big. They have trained their mind for disobedience for years, and then they announce a massive goal and expect instant compliance. It does not work like that. You cannot command someone who does not respect you. And right now, your mind does not respect you because you have trained it not to. So you have to rebuild authority, and you rebuild it the same way you lost it, through small, consistent actions. Start with commands so small they feel almost ridiculous. Tell yourself you will meditate for 2 minutes. Do it. Tell yourself you will work for 5 minutes. Do it. Tell yourself you will do 5 push-ups. Do it. Each completed command is a deposit in your authority account. 2 minutes becomes 5. 5 becomes 10. 10 becomes 25. You are not building the habit yet. You are building the system. The system is, when you command, your mind obeys. Once that system is established, you can command bigger things, but you have to earn that right through small wins first. 5. Never give commands you cannot enforce. This is where most people sabotage themselves. They make grand declarations. I'm going to work out every day. I'm quitting sugar forever. I'm never wasting time again. And then they fail. And then they feel bad. And then they make another grand declaration. Each failure trains your mind that commands are optional. Here is the rule that changes everything. Never give a command you are not absolutely certain you can enforce. If you are not sure you will actually wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow, do not command it. Command 6 a.m. or 6:30. Command something you know you will do, because the follow-through matters more than the ambition. A small command executed is infinitely more valuable than a big command ignored. Your mind learns from what actually happens, not from what you intended. Protect your authority. Only give commands you can guarantee. And this is the part most people never realize. The battle is not against laziness. The battle is not against your habits. The battle is against a mind that has learned, through years of inconsistency, that you are not to be taken seriously. And the only way to reverse that learning is through consistent proof, not motivation, not inspiration, not one big heroic effort. Consistent, repeated, proof. Your mind is watching. It is always watching. Every time you follow through, it updates its model of you. Every time you do not, it updates in the other direction. There is no neutral ground, no days off from the training. The question is not whether your mind is learning. The question is what you are teaching it. 6. Remove temptation instead of fighting it. Here is a mistake that wastes enormous energy. People try to use willpower to resist temptation. They keep the cookies in the house and try not to eat them. They keep their phone next to their desk and try not to check it. They keep Netflix one click away and try not to watch. This is exhausting, and it fails more often than it works. Because willpower is a limited resource. Every decision to resist depletes it. The smarter approach is design. Make bad habits harder to do. Make good habits easier. Do not keep cookies in the house. Put your phone in another room. Log out of Netflix and delete the app. When resistance is high, your system is poorly designed. The goal is not to have superhuman willpower. The goal is to create an environment where the right choice is the easy choice. This is not cheating. This is strategy. Your mind follows the path of least resistance. So engineer that path to lead somewhere useful. 7. Close the gap between decision and action. Here is where most discipline breaks down. You make a decision, but you do not act immediately. You decide to work out, but you say you will do it in an hour. You decide to write, but you say you will start after lunch. You decide to make the call, but you say you will do it tomorrow. The longer the gap between decision and action, the more likely you fail, because in that gap, your mind has time to reopen the decision. Doubt creeps in. Resistance builds. Rationalizations multiply. And by the time the hour arrives, the decision has been debated to death. The solution is immediate action. Decide. Move. Do not wait for motivation. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait until you feel like it. Action must follow decision within seconds, not minutes, not hours, seconds. This collapses the window where resistance can grow, and it trains your mind that decisions are not discussions. They are commands that get executed immediately. 8. Train immediate response. This connects to the previous point, but goes deeper. You are not just trying to act quickly once, you are training a pattern. The pattern you want is decide to act. The pattern most people have is decide, to think, to delay, to negotiate, to maybe act, to maybe not. That second pattern is trained. It feels natural because you have done it thousands of times. But the first pattern can be trained too. Every time you make a decision and act immediately, you are building the decide to act circuit. Every time you delay, you are reinforcing the old pattern. This is why small commands matter so much. You are not just completing tasks. You are training the speed of your response system. When someone with high discipline decides to do something, there is almost no gap. Decision and action feel like one motion. That fluidity is not natural talent. It is trained. And you can train it too, one immediate response at a time. 9. Eliminate internal conflict. This is the deeper reason why discipline fails. Most people are fighting themselves. They want two opposite things at the same time. They want to be fit, and they want to eat junk food. They want to be successful, and they want to be comfortable. They want to be focused, and they want to be entertained. When you want conflicting things, your behavior becomes inconsistent. One day, you act toward growth. The next day, you act toward comfort. Back and forth. No real progress. The solution is not more willpower. The solution is resolving the conflict. You have to decide clearly and finally what you actually want. Not what sounds good. Not what you wish you wanted. What you are actually willing to sacrifice for. Because every choice has a cost. And until you accept that cost fully, you will keep flip-flopping. Discipline becomes easy when the conflict is resolved. When you have genuinely decided that growth matters more than comfort, choosing growth stops requiring effort. It becomes obvious. It becomes automatic. The internal war ends. 10. Create a clear value hierarchy. This is how you resolve the conflict permanently. You need to decide what matters more and make that decision explicit, not vague, not implied, explicit. Write it down if you have to. Growth is more important than comfort. Discipline is more important than mood. Long-term results are more important than short-term pleasure. When you have a clear hierarchy, decisions make themselves. Should I work or scroll? If long-term matters more than short-term, the answer is obvious. Should I train or skip? If growth matters more than comfort, the answer is obvious. The decisions that used to require willpower become automatic because the priority is already established. You are not debating every choice from scratch. You are executing against a framework you already built. This is how people with high discipline actually operate. They do not have more willpower. They have clearer priorities. Now here is what all of this means. Your mind does not disrespect you because it is broken. Your mind disrespects you because you trained it to. Through years of broken promises, abandoned decisions, and negotiated commands, you taught your mind that your words do not matter. That is not permanent. That is just learning. And what was learned can be unlearned. But it requires the same thing that built the problem. Repetition. Repetition of small commands. Repetition of immediate action. Repetition of follow-through. One proof at a time. One deposit at a time. Until your mind updates its model. Until it learns that when you speak, you mean it. Until obedience becomes the default, because that is what was trained. You do not need more motivation. You do not need more discipline hacks. You need to understand that your mind is a system that learns from what you do, not from what you say, and you need to start teaching it differently. Small commands you actually follow. Immediate action without debate. Environments designed for success. Clear priorities that end internal conflict. Do this consistently, and your mind will change. Not because you forced it, because you trained it. Your mind is always learning. The question is, what are you teaching it?